Please be seated. Good evening. Parents, significant others, loved ones, and friends. It is my pleasure to welcome you to graduation and investiture for the Marshall University Jones C. Edwards School of Medicine, Class 2016. We sincerely appreciate your support of our soon-to-be doctors during the difficult, rewarding journey that we call medical school. On the stage with us tonight is Dr. Jerome Gilbert, President of Marshall University, Dr. Joseph Shapiro, Dean of the School of Medicine, the Dean's Cabinet members, and honored guests who will be introduced as we go forward. It is my pleasure to invite President of Class 2016, Mr. Matthew Snyder, to the podium for opening remarks for his classmates.
Thought I was nervous before step one. Perspective, what exactly we're celebrating here tonight. I can say unequivocally that this is for future doctors. The class of 2016 is the most impressive, gifted, utterly intimidating group of which I've ever had the privilege to be a part. Now, if you're sitting in the theater tonight, then you know how special and talented at least one of tonight's graduates is. But that first day of orientation, when they had us in the auditorium at the BCC, we took turns one by one, passing the microphone around to introduce ourselves to the class. Who we were, where we came from, and share an interesting fact. As everyone took their turn, we learned that we had someone that already finished their doctorate in pharmacy, several members of the armed services, countless Division I athletes, tennis, golf, soccer, and others. We even had a former professional soccer player, Camden's very own pride during college, a former musician whose music found on Pandora, a Scripps National Spelling Bee finalist, a West Point graduate who already spent time overseas defending our great nation, and even someone who was at ESPN Top Play of the Week for last game time in the college hockey playoffs. The most interesting fact I could come up with that day was that As I was looking for inspiration tonight, I started walking around my house. And if anybody knows my beautiful fiancée, Holly, hi Holly, she's probably hiding under the seat right now. Or spending any time in our house, there's no shortage of inspirational quotes plastered on the walls in a variety of delightful fonts. But as I was standing in our kitchen, I saw a poem that Holly had framed. It is entitled The Dash by Linda Ellis. If you'll bear with me for a moment here, it references how it's our custom to signify the passage of time, whether it be someone's epitaph or the years we spent pursuing a degree, as a beginning date and an end date, separated by a simple dash. But it's the dash between those dates that holds the essence of what was accomplished in that time. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we love. And how we start our dash. If we could just slow down enough to consider what's true and real, and always try to understand the way other people feel, and be less quick to anger and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we never loved before. So when your story is being read or like your life's actions rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you spent your dash? Everyone's dash through medical school was unique, but collectively, we shared experiences that ran the gamut of human emotion. We experienced the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. From the moment we put our white coats on for the first time, eager with anticipation for what was to come, to that first test of first year, where some of us were able to empathize with those who suffer from IBS. We powered through a seemingly insurmountable pile of information first and second year, and dealt with a multitude of sleepless nights and soul-crushing anxiety as we waited our test scores. And many of us got our first experience with psychiatry a little early as we prepared for step one. Thank you, Zoloft. From there, we all moved into the hospital for third year. We were all there, high on adrenaline, when that first trauma patient rolled into the ER.
For the administration. They have done a wonderful job. Now I'm pleased to invite Dr. President Jerome Gilbert to the podium for his opening remarks for the class of 2016.
Good evening and welcome. I asked to have a few minutes to speak to the graduating class, and I appreciate that. My first 3.5 months as president of Marshall have been marked by first. This is my first School of Medicine commencement, and I'm delighted to be here. We are fortunate to be a comprehensive university with a world-class medical center, and I must say it's getting better all the time. We have just added a Department of Dentistry as an example. You have been down a long road in medical school. You entered the program with a new dean during a time of great change. I'm impressed not only by your abilities, but also by your perseverance. As you know, or as you may know, I'm a biomedical engineer, not a physician, but I was on the medical school faculty at the University of North Carolina. That sort of sounds like I stayed last night in the Holiday Inn Express, doesn't it? My daughter-in-law graduated from medical school in Mississippi a number of years ago, and I know what a wonderful feeling it is for the student and his or her family to be part of this celebration. All 61 of you are embarking on a life of service to humankind, and I know you're going to do wonderful things. There is nothing more valuable than a great physician to someone who is sick or injured, and I'm very proud of the education we provide to our students and the outreach that we provide to the region in terms of healthcare. Some of you are matching in the most competitive of programs: ophthalmology, urology, neurosurgery, orthopedic surgery, just to name a few. And about half of you are entering primary care fields, which are so very important to our healthcare system. 4 of you will be serving in the military, and I want to thank you for your service and dedication to our country, and I think that deserves an applause. Before I end my remarks, I want to thank our faculty and staff who had a huge part in helping you during your course of your medical education. They are part of this tremendous accomplishment that you've achieved tonight, and we appreciate their hard work. So thank you for allowing me a few minutes on the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jerome, or Dr. Gilbert. I would like to now invite Dr. Nancy Norton, President of the School of Medicine Alumni Association, to the podium to present the School of Medicine Alumni Association's honorary alumnus.
Good evening. It is my distinct privilege and pleasure as President of the Joan C. Edwards School of Medicine Alumni Association to recognize this year's honorary alumnus. Tonight, we honor an individual who has rendered outstanding service to our School of Medicine for nearly 30 years. This individual has dedicated himself completely to his students and has set the highest standard for scholarly research here at Marshall. After earning an undergraduate degree from Columbia University, he went on to earn a PhD in anatomy from the University of Colorado Medical School, where he also began his teaching career. He joined the Marshall faculty in 1987 and is well known for his intellectual integrity and love for his students. A professor in the Department of Anatomy and Pathology, he has been recognized by the medical students for his teaching with countless awards for Instructor of the Year, the Golden Apple Award for Teaching Excellence, and the Innovation in Teaching Award. He was inducted into Alpha Omega Alpha Medical Honor Society in 2009, and medical students have selected him numerous times to put them at graduation. He taught anatomy to all the medical students in this room, from the ushers to the graduates, and also many of the clinicians, including myself. We all remember his head and neck lectures, more or less fondly. But teaching is just one of his loves. His research is what he calls his labor of love. He has dedicated his life's work to understanding how the nervous system generates motor behaviors. He was on the cutting edge of biorobotics, still collaborates with scientists across the globe, and continues to produce fascinating research in neurobiology. With hundreds of publications, he embodies the type of scientist he encourages his students to be. We applaud his service, admire his quest for knowledge, and appreciate his thoughtful and determined leadership. This year, we honor Dr. Sasha Zill as the Marshall University Joan C. Edwards School of Medicine honorary alumnus.
I would like to now invite Dr. Vice Dean of Research and Graduate Education, to the podium for recognition and hooding of the Biomedical Science doctoral graduate.
Thank you, and good evening. While we have always recognized our Doctor of Philosophy students at the medical school graduation in the past, this is the first year we will actually be putting our graduate at this proceedings and presenting him with his diploma. So with that, it is my pleasure to introduce Justin Tomlin as the recipient of the Doctor of Philosophy. His PhD advisor who will put him is Dr. Travis Salisbury. The title of his project is Uncovering New Roles for the Aryl Hydrocarbon Receptors in Breast Cancer.
I am very pleased to ask Mr. Matthew Boyer, a member of the class of 2016, to present the graduation guest speaker.
President Gilbert, I'd like to present to you Dr. Max Essex for your consideration for conferral of an honorary degree from Marshall University. It is my great honor and privilege to do so. Dr. Essex is the Lasker Professor of Health Sciences at Harvard University, Chair of the Harvard AIDS Initiative, and Chair of the Botswana-Harvard AIDS Institute Partnership. He received his Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degree from Michigan State University, his PhD from the University of California, Davis, and was a postdoctoral fellow at the Karolinska Institute School of Medicine in Stockholm. In 1982, Dr. Essex and colleagues hypothesized that a retrovirus was the cause of AIDS. For this important discovery, in 1986, he received the Lasker Award, which is the highest honor given for medical research in the United States and the namesake of his current professorship at Harvard. He and his research team went on to identify the envelope proteins of HIV routinely used for diagnosis and blood screening. His more recent research has focused on HIV in developing countries, especially Thailand, Senegal, Tanzania, and Botswana. His findings have shaped guidelines issued by the World Health Organization to reduce mother-to-infant transmission of HIV in developing countries. Dr. Essex has published over 630 research papers. More than 50 of his publications have appeared in the journal Science, the journal Nature, or the New England Journal of Medicine. He has published 12 books. In addition to the prestigious Lasker Award I mentioned earlier, Dr. Essex has received 10 honorary degrees. He is an elected member of the Institute of Medicine of the National Academy of Sciences and a fellow of the American Academy of Microbiology. In 2007, the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health honored him with the establishment of the Essex Fellowship for students from Africa. In 2011, Dr. Essex received the HIV Lifetime Achievement Award from the University of Maryland School of Medicine. On a personal note, before medical school, I had the good fortune of working under Dr. Essex at the Botswana-Harvard AIDS Institute Partnership, and I'm personally very excited and grateful that Dr. Essex has accepted our invitation to join us here this evening. President Gilbert, because of his remarkable achievements and invaluable contributions to science, medicine, and humanity, I proudly propose that Dr. Essex receive an honorary degree from Marshall University.
Prior to delivering the graduation speech, I would like to ask Dr. Essex, President Gilbert, and Dean Shapiro to come to the podium for a presentation to Dr. Essex.
Dr. Gilbert, for the aforementioned reasons, we would like to propose Dr. Essex for an honorary degree from Marshall University.
Whereas Dr. Essex has made pioneering contributions in the discovery and treatment of HIV/AIDS, advancing our understanding of virology, and whereas Dr. Essex has worked the world over to establish strategies and goals to reduce the incidence and transmission of disease, and whereas Dr. Essex continues to lead the scientific community in its effort to train African scientists and medical researchers. Therefore, be it known to all that Marshall University hereby proclaims Myron E. Max Essex, DMD, PhD, a distinguished honorary alumnus and an individual worthy of our esteem, respect, and commendation. By recommendation of the Faculty Senate and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Marshall University Board of Governors, I hereby confer upon you Myron E. Max Essex, the honorary degree of science and the hood symbolic of this distinguished degree with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
Well, thank you all very much. I guess now I should talk. Okay. Now, the first thing I want to say is special congratulations to all of you who are graduating. I'm honored to be invited to your celebration. You should feel gratified, proud, even exhilarated with what you have accomplished. You have chosen a wonderful profession. You will be greatly appreciated, but also profoundly challenged by whatever track you choose. No area of knowledge is moving faster than medicine. Quite apart from the revolution in technology to access information, the pace of medical research assures that much of all you've learned will be obsolete in 10 or 20 years, at just the time you're destined to become leaders in your profession. I don't quite know, excuse me, I don't quite know why your committee chose me. I know why I was nominated because of Matt Boyer, but I don't quite know why I was selected as commencement speaker. But I can only speak to you about something that reflects my knowledge and experience. This is infectious diseases, global health, and especially HIV/AIDS. Over the last year or two, the public has been scared by Ebola and Zika. While important, these fears pale in comparison to what we saw with AIDS in the 1980s and 1990s. Just a few decades ago, medical students were taught that infectious diseases would soon be a thing of the past. A vaccine eliminated smallpox and came close on polio. But then came Lyme disease, Lassa, drug resistance, AIDS, SARS, and chikungunya. Infectious diseases are still a leading cause of death in most of the world. HIV has revealed the best and the worst in us as the epidemic originated and expanded over the last 35 years. The decade following discovery in 1981 was characterized by fear, stigma, and discrimination against those who acquired the infection. Patients and their friends and families had to protest and cause disruption to draw attention to their cause. The demonstrators disrupted medical meetings, held die-ins in Washington, and closed Wall Street. One time in the late 1980s, I gave a lecture at the LBJ Auditorium in Texas. It seemed to go well until the questions at the end. 2 or 3 activists from the local chapter of ACT UP shouted some hostile questions about why I was holding up drug research to cure the disease. I was confused and flustered as they were joined by other protesters. They were then escorted out by security officers, and embarrassed, my host closed the session. As I left, a couple of the protesters approached me and said, "We want to apologize for what we said in there. We are actually very grateful to you for all you do, but the only way we can get the press and the politicians to listen is through protests and disruption. Please don't think this was directed at you." I learned a lesson from that. A couple of years later, I was scheduled to host a large international AIDS conference in Boston. At the previous year's conference in Italy, it was clear the protesters would close down our Boston meeting unless the U.S. State Department ban against entry by HIV-positive citizens from other countries was lifted. In my final talk in Italy, which was supposed to say, "Please come to Boston and why," I spoke out with frustration about the harm done to both the discriminatory policies of my government and the protesters. It was the only time that a speech of mine was published verbatim in the Washington Post. A few years after that, I was at a ceremony to receive an honorary degree at the University of Maryland. An official read the usual citation about my accomplishments in research. He then added something about how I also had the courage to speak up to my government about their discriminatory policies on people with HIV/AIDS. I was shocked because sitting next to me and next to receive his honorary degree was the very same Secretary of Health and Human Services to whom I had voiced my protests. Denialism has also had its heyday with HIV/AIDS. Denialism of medical knowledge became evident around such things as smoking and cancer, smoking and lung cancer especially, as you well know. Also about childhood vaccines and autism. But it also got major attention around HIV as the cause of AIDS because the real etiology was too difficult for some to understand. We had no other examples of lethal infectious diseases where the clinical profile ranged from dementia to things like opportunistic TB or lymphoma, even though this all made sense when we understood that the real target of HIV was the immune system. Apart from fear, denial, and discrimination, HIV/AIDS has been an important platform from which to appreciate the dimensions of medicine and the need for new knowledge. It used to be said that if you understand syphilis, you understand medicine. Now it is, if you understand HIV/AIDS, you understand medicine and public health. In the earliest days, AIDS was called GRID, the gay-related immunodeficiency disease, or the 4-H disease. because it seemed concentrated in homosexuals, heroin addicts, Haitians, and hemophiliacs. I remember so well in early 1984, soon after the virus was discovered, we tested about 80 hemophiliacs from New England. Almost all, about 72, were infected with HIV. And almost all would go on to die of AIDS before drugs became available. At about the same time, a new syndrome called slim disease or wasting disease was seen in East and Central Africa. As AIDS expanded from thousands to millions, both many African leaders and President Reagan refused to acknowledge the existence of the disease. Fear, stigma, and denial extended to the highest levels, at least when it was politically convenient. But the science progressed. Ironically, the virus causing AIDS was rapidly found because of knowledge in molecular biology developed by Nixon's, quote, war on cancer, unquote. That investment, which also gave us the biotechnology industry, showed that medical research is never wasted. By the late 1980s, the virus had been cloned and sequenced, and all its genes and gene products had been identified and characterized. Long before AIDS, we had numerous good drugs against bacterial infections, yet many believed that drugs against viruses would not work. But the new knowledge about HIV replication provided a pathway for strategic drug development. The first drug, AZT, was a byproduct of cancer therapy research. New nucleoside and non-nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitors were designed. With hundreds of thousands, with hundreds of thousands dying in the US and Europe, Big Pharma recognized the market opportunity. Millions to be treated in the rich countries for the rest of their lives at whatever the cost. The reverse transcriptase inhibitors were soon followed by protease inhibitors to block virus assembly, fusion inhibitors to block virus release, and integrase inhibitors to prevent HIV from entering lymphocyte chromosomes. Now we have more than 40 drugs that target HIV. Careful use of these drugs allows patients to live essentially normal lives. In the late 1990s, an effective drug regimen cost $20,000 per year, projected for life. Now the best drug regimens are available in Africa for about $100 a year, and much of the cost is covered by the UN Global Fund, the Clinton Foundation, the US Foreign Aid Program through PEPFAR, or other donors. HIV/AIDS also taught us about the relationship between globalization and infectious diseases well before Ebola and Zika. Different HIVs undoubtedly entered the human population from apes and monkeys multiple times in sub-Saharan Africa. Green monkeys and mangabeys are common sources of bush meat, and until the late 1980s, chimps were too, in places like Eastern Congo or the Central African Republic. A large fraction of these primates have high levels of HIV-like viruses in their blood. When the carcass is cut up with sharp knives, the butcher is covered in infected blood, and accidental incisions could result in cross-species transmission. Such cross-species transmissions probably fizzled out in small populations 100 or 1,000 years ago. But then human migration, urbanization, population explosion, changes in sexual practices may have allowed larger epidemics to begin within Africa and the massive expansion of air travel brought in the rest of the world. In the late 1990s, the president of Botswana invited me to evaluate the situation there on HIV/AIDS. The country had the highest rate of infection in the world, with more than 1/3 of adults infected and no drugs. 1 of 10 births was an HIV-infected baby. The funeral industry was the only thing that was doing well. In the year 2000, the UNAIDS agency estimated that 85% of all teenagers in Botswana would die of AIDS unless something changed. On that background, in 2001, my wife and I moved to Botswana on a sabbatical leave to see what we could do. It seemed possible that antiretroviral drugs might make a huge difference in Africa. But about then, Andrew Natsios, a U.S. government official who was head at the time of USAID, made a highly publicized statement that Africans would probably not be able to take drugs for AIDS because they didn't have watches and couldn't tell time. When I heard that Merck and the Gates Foundation might test the concept of use of such drugs for AIDS in an African country, I made extra effort to bring them together with President Moai of Botswana. Bill Gates soon visited. On World AIDS Day 2001, the Botswana Harvard Research and Reference Lab opened and had running. At that time, the first of more than 300,000 Botswana citizens received drugs for AIDS. Patients' lives were saved, and the funeral industry fell on hard times. And soon new infections of infants were almost eliminated. In late 2014, the UNAIDS set up a scorecard system to evaluate how well countries around the world are doing to treat AIDS patients and prevent new transmissions through treatment to render patients non-infectious to others. It is called 90-90-90, with goals that 90% of HIV-infected people in a country should know they're infected. 90% of those who know they're infected should be on therapy. And 90% of those on therapy should be on successful therapy without drug resistance, meaning they have complete suppression of virus replication. Based on data from 2015, the country with the best score in the world is now Botswana, just above Switzerland, the UK, and Australia. So let me summarize with just a few points. First, as globalization expands, we must pay more attention to surveillance and control of infectious diseases in the developing world. To neglect doing so will be at our own peril. Second, we should expect new and potentially devastating epidemics of infectious diseases in the next 10 to 20 years. They will probably kill many more people than ISIS and terrorism. And third, we can conquer both these new epidemics and older infectious diseases with research, political will, and well-trained medical personnel, such as those of you who are receiving your degrees today. So finally, once again, my warmest congratulations to the graduates, and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Essex. I will now ask the class of 2016 to stand. Now for the fun part, kids. President Gilbert, would you mind returning to the podium? It is my honor and privilege to present to you the Marshall University Jones C. Edwards School of Medicine class of 2016 for the conferring of their degrees.
On the recommendation of the faculty and administration, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Marshall University Board of Governors of the state of West Virginia, I hereby confer upon you the Doctor of Medicine degree you have earned and to which you are entitled with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, Doctor.
Please remain standing. We will now proceed with the investiture of the hoods. Would the guest hooders please stand and come toward the stage? Dr. Matthew Abadir is being hooded by his father, Dr. Farouk Abadir, and his brother, Dr. Braun Abadir, class of 2013. Dr. Jason Adams is being hooded by Dr. Bobby Miller, class of 1997. Dr. Hager Alley is being fitted by Dr. Nancy Norton, class of 1999. Dr. George Banks V is being fitted by Dr. Paul Ferguson, class of 2007. Dr. Lonnie Berry is being fitted by Dr. Eva Patton-Tackett. Dr. Indira Bavzar is being fitted by Dr. Larry Dahl, class of 1999. Dr. Jason Blows is being fitted by Dr. Nancy Norton. Dr. Matthew Boyer is being fitted by Dr. Max Essex. Dr. Eugene Brooks is being fitted by Dr. Nancy Norton. Dr. John Breer Jr. is being fitted by Dr. Sean Loudon, class of 2005. Dr. Kyle Berner is being fitted by Dr. Charles Clements, class of 1997. Dr. Ryan Flagg is being fitted by Dr. Joe Evans, class of 1982. Dr. Anna Clark is being fitted by her father, Dr. Gregory Clark, and her sister, Dr. Rachel Clark, class of 2014. Dr. Dennis Cole Jr. is being fitted by Dr. Justin Nolte, class of 2007. Dr. Courtney Crane is being hooded by Dr. Nancy Norton. Dr. Chad Krieger is being hooded by his father, Dr. Charles D. Krieger. Dr. Audrey Dean will be hooded by Dr. Susan Tuna. Dr. Ross DeChant is being hooded by Dr. Nancy Norton. Dr. Jason Dickherber is being hooded by Dr. Nancy Norton. Dr. Michael Dodrell is being hooded by Dean Joseph Shapiro. Dr. Warren Doyle is being hooded by Dr. Paulette Weiner, class of 1989. Dr. Alan Angetti is being hooded by his mother, Dr. Pamela Angetti. Dr. Travis Ferguson is being hooded by Dr. Nancy Norton. Dr. Thomas Courtney is being hooded by his father, Dr. John Courtney. Dr. Lane Fowler is being hooded by Dr. Paul Ferguson. Dr. Jess Fradine is being hooded by Dr. Nancy Norton. Dr. Elizabeth Goff is being hooded by Dr. Kathleen O'Hanlon, class of 1986. Dr. Kelsey Harbauer is being hooded by Dr. Adrian Mays, class of 2009. Dr. Mohammed Holloway is being hooded by Dr. Martin Mohammed Quinn. Dr. Joseph Hart is being hooded by Dr. Scott Murphy, class of 2014. Dr. Lindsay Hatcher is being hooded by Dr. David Jude, class of 1988. Dr. Jordan Hippleford is being hooded by Dr. David Rupp, class of 2010. Dr. Ilya is being hooded by Dr. Nancy Norton. Dr. Jared Justice is being hooded by Dr. David Jude. Dr. Maggie Kilgore is being hooded by her father, Dr. Gerald Soltis, and her husband, Dr. Jacob Kilgore, class of 2013. Dr. Rebecca King Mallory is being hooded by Dr. Paul Ferguson. Dr. Brad Leaf is being hooded by Dr. Audra Pritt. Dr. Robert Lewis is being hooded by his brother, Dr. Brian Lewis. Dr. Sarah Lilly is being hooded by Dr. Jeff Leeberry, class of 1990. Dr. Stephen Mandish is being hooded by Dr. Sanjeev Sharma, class of 1993. Dr. Boston Miller is being hooded by his father, Dr. Scott Miller, class of 1986. Dr. Matthew Mitchcash is being hooded by Dr. David Rupp. Dr. David Maudlin is being hooded by his father, Dr. Randolph Maudlin. Dr. Melissa Moore is being hooded by Dr. Nancy Norton. Dr. Louis Olive is being hooded by his sister, Dr. Mary Kay Olive. Dr. Monique Rivka is being hooded by his father, Dr. Elias Rivka. Dr. Daniel Roberson is being hooded by Dr. Gary Cremines, class of 1996. Dr. Heather Sackle is being hooded by Dr. Sean Loudon. Dr. Madhvi Shaw is being hooded by her father, Dr. Hemant Shaw. Dr. Brandon Smith is being hooded by Dr. Thomas Rushton. Dr. Megan Smith is being hooded by her brother, Dr. Zeke Smith, class of 2011. Dr. Matthew Mackenzie Snyder is being hooded by Dr. Peter Shurico. Dr. Dylan Solis is being hooded by his mother, Dr. Lisa Frazier. Dr. Laura Stanko is being hooded by Dr. Nancy Norman. Dr. Cody Stoker McDowell is being hooded by his father, Dr. Brian McDowell. Dr. Michael Tanner is being hooded by Dr. Nancy Norton. Dr. Angela Tice is being hooded by Dr. Thomas Mastalio. Dr. Paul Viscus is being hooded by Dr. Ralph Webb. Dr. John Waddell is being hooded by his fiancée, Dr. Olivia Novotny, and his mother, Ann Moore, Esquire. Dr. Brittany Wall is being hooded by Dr. Carrie Connick. Dr. Victoria Watson is being hooded by Dr. Paul Nusselaar. going to give the students a moment to assemble back in the lobby, and then they will return, so give us just a minute. Audience, please stand and welcome our newest doctors for 2016. Okay, I would ask that the students remain standing. The audience may now be seated. At this time, I'd like to ask Dr. Viscus to please approach the stage. Every year, the graduating class selects one student as the Pure Choice Award winner. The Pure Choice Award is presented to the graduating medical student who, in the opinion of his or her classmates, epitomizes the ideal physician. The student not only possesses the knowledge and skills of a talented physician, but also the characteristics of compassion, caring, empathy, altruism, and kindness. The 2016 recipient of this award is Dr. Paul Viscus, who will now lead the class of 2016 in the recitation of the Oath of Hippocrates.
Thank you. Please repeat after me. I swear by all I hold most sacred.
I swear by all I hold most sacred.
That according to my ability and judgment.
That according to my ability and judgment.
I will keep this oath and this stipulation.
I will keep this oath and this stipulation.
That I will be loyal to the profession of medicine.
That I will be loyal to the profession of medicine.
And just and generous to its members.
And just and generous to its members.
That I will lead my life.
That I will lead my life.
And practice my art.
And practice my art.
In uprightness and honor.
In uprightness and honor.
That into whatsoever home I shall enter.
That into whatsoever home I shall enter.
It shall be for the good of the sick.
It shall be for the good of the sick
And the well.
and the well,
To the utmost of my power.
to the utmost of my power.
And that I will hold myself aloof
And that I will hold myself aloof
from wrong and corruption,
from wrong and corruption,
and from tempting to vice.
and from tempting to vice.
That I will exercise my art
That I will exercise my art
solely for the care of my patients
solely for the care of my patients
and the prevention of disease,
and the prevention of disease,
and will give no drugs
and will give no drugs
and perform no operation
and perform no operation
for a criminal purpose,
for a criminal purpose,
and far less suggest such thing.
and far less suggest such thing.
That whatsoever I shall see
That whatsoever I shall see
or hear of the lives of men,
or hear of the lives of men,
which is not fitting to be spoken,
which is not fitting to be spoken,
I will keep inviolably secret,
I will keep inviolably secret,
while I continue to keep this oath.
while I continue to keep this oath.
Inviolate may it be granted to me
Inviolate may it be granted to me
to enjoy life
to enjoy life
and the practice of the art,
and the practice of the art,
respected by all men in all times.
respected by all men in all times.
But should I trespass and violate this oath,
But should I trespass and violate this oath,
may the reverse be my lot.
may the reverse be my lot.
Thank you.
Students may now be seated. My last act for the evening is to recognize the amazing individuals who get up every day and come to work to make doctors. No single person can do this alone. It truly takes a village. I would like the following people to stand: Dr. Tracy LeGros, Dr. Mike McCarthy, Miss Amy Smith, Miss Linda Holmes, Dr. Charles Gulo, Miss Jennifer Plumwell, Miss Leah Payne, Miss Laura Christopher, Miss Kelly Webster Fuller, Dr. Shelby Campbell, Miss Brenda Harlow, Dr. Laura Richardson, and Dr. Paul Ferguson. And last but most certainly not least, Dr. Dean Joe Shapiro. This group of individuals literally interact every day with each other to ensure not only that the students are receiving a quality education, but that they are healthy, well-fed, and not in the local jailhouse. I truly could not do my job without these individuals. Thank you so much for all that you do. You may now return to your seats. I will now ask Dr. Matthew Snyder to come to the podium to deliver any concluding remarks to his class.
Well, team, we started from the bottom, now we're here. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out this evening. There will be a reception at the Pullman Plaza Hotel immediately following. Please have fun tonight and please get home safely. I do ask that everyone remain in their seats until the class has recessed out. Class, you can stand. Marshall University class of 2016, you are dismissed. Go out and conquer the world.